What is up, everyone? My name is Brendan Wynne, and welcome to The Breakdown, our new show here at M&G Media, where we break down all things big and small that affect you and me. Thanks so much for joining us. Let's get right into it. Our topic today is none other than college life itself. Yes, the 8 a.m. classes, the midnight deadlines, and the memories made along the way. College life is different for everyone. Whether you're a first semester freshman or a senior ready to walk the stage, there's things we could all learn from one another to make our experiences more enjoyable and manageable. Here on campus, we tracked down a few students to discuss their thoughts on college life as a whole and what advice they had for other students.
Whether you've just moved into a dorm for the first time or you're days away from getting your degree, the life of a college student can be hectic and often force the question, do I have any idea what I'm doing? Coming into college as a young adult can be terrifying, as if moving away from your parents and taking on all new responsibilities wasn't hard enough. Most college students have to learn how to budget financially for the first time in their lives. Theater freshman Dominic Chavez says that one of the biggest concerns about starting college is learning how to do just that.
I wish I knew how to maintain money, because when you're in college, you're wanting to spend left and right. It's literally just a natural habit of, young adults. So maintaining money is probably one thing that's on everyone's mind, because it's so hard to do.
And although balancing a budget is something on most students' minds, chemistry senior Salvatore Capitoso says that the real key to success is learning how to balance your time.
So in college, I think the hardest part for me, I'm a chemistry, I'm pre-med actually. It's kind of balancing all, trying to get a high grade, try to keep high scoring class, and also do extracurricular activities, be involved in research, and go to the gym and do have some kind of a balance between life and school. It's kind of hard. And I would suggest to all the students, freshmen or sophomore, that to have a good management plan, like schedule your week so that you can do everything you want to do, but organizing it throughout the week.
Despite the challenge of university life, English sophomore Mandana Joseph believes the struggle is more than worth it, providing students with something far greater than just a degree.
I think it is important to go to college because it's not for anybody you're doing it. It's for yourself, because only thing that cannot be taken away from you is your education. That is the only thing that will live and die with you, your knowledge. And it's a good thing to be knowledgeable about things, because men perish for the lack of knowledge. So it's good to push yourself, to elevate yourself mentally, socially, in any way that you can.
So whether you're at the very beginning or very end, college life really comes down to a balance. There will definitely be times when the balance shifts too much in one direction, but if you make an effort to strike it just right, you'll walk away with memories you wouldn't trade for anything.
While college is different for everyone, there's some admittedly strange depictions of university life in television and film. So if you're coming to college with any expectations set in stone, you might be surprised to see what exactly takes place in the hallowed halls. Coming up, Angel Torres will show us how these depictions of college stray from real-world examples and share some more advice on how to navigate college in the real world.
The transition from high school to college can be a difficult time for students. Most students expect the college experience to be something like they have seen in movies and on television shows. But films like Accepted, PCU, 22 Jump Street, and Animal House aren't necessarily good examples of what the real college experience is like. The reality is most students attending college have an experience that is far from what they have seen. Here are some examples of how college is what you make it. Movies aren't always accurate, and how responsibility is key in college. The notion that college is hard is a bit misleading, because that's not always true. Yes, the purpose of college is to challenge a student at a higher level, but college is what you make it. If you want to go out and party the night before a test, that's on you. The amount of time you invest outside of class will reflect on you and your grades. The general rule when taking college classes is to study 2 to 3 hours outside of class, for each hour you spend in class. If you take 15 hours a week, you should be studying 30 plus hours a week outside of class. Realistically, not everyone will study 30 plus hours a week because some people have jobs and other responsibilities. So it's very important that you reserve a reasonable amount of time for studying and homework. Referring back to movies, have you ever watched a scene where a college classroom has a large group of students talking very intellectually about a subject?
Could say what happened in that theater is a direct result of the movie itself.
That is so moral majority. You can't blame real-life violence on entertainment.
What? Wait a second, yes you...
Take the scene from Scream 2, when the entire class was discussing a movie and they all seemed like experts. The reality is, there may be only 1 or 2 people in an entire class who know something about a subject. Everyone else is either learning about the subject for the first time or confused. Don't feel like you should know everything about a subject and just be ready to learn it to the best of your ability. College isn't structured like high school where students see the same people and go to the same class every day. College provides freedom and independence. Students create a schedule that works for them. This may be the first time some students will be on their own and control everything going on in their lives. This is a time for students to make new friends and experience other views. It's important that young students understand that their time is valuable and what they do with it will reflect on them. Responsibility is key when you are in college.
Aside from the balancing act of studying and relaxing, one of the most showcased parts of college are the different clubs and organizations that you can join. But even in higher education, there are some organizations that are considered niche. Coming up, Javier Suarez will share with us some details about the student groups right here at MSU that are often considered niche and what they mean to the students who choose to be a part of them. Take a look.
MSU Texas is trying to get their students more involved on campus. The university has a problem with freshman retention with only 67% of students staying on to become sophomores. According to College Tuition Compare, Midwestern State has freshman retention rates below the national average of 72%. Students who participated in at least 3 supplemental instruction sessions on this campus were retained at a higher rate than students who didn't, which resulted in the retention of about 78 more students, according to a report from EdSurge. When you think of joining organizations or clubs on college campuses, traditional fraternities or sororities usually come to mind first. However, most college campuses offer a wide range of clubs for students to get involved with, such as Pride, Math Club, Cinema Club, Model UN, and the Special Olympics College Club. Joining an organization can do a number of things not only for the present, but for the future as well, such as strengthen leadership skills, building a bigger network for future opportunities, time management, and most importantly, the friendships that are built. With over 120 student organizations on campus, why is Midwestern State having a rough time returning first-year students? Why do these niche organizations exist? How did organizations such as Cinema Club come to be? Jennifer Estrada Salinas explains what attracted her to Cinema Club and why people should try clubs they have not heard of before.
I've always been interested in like videography and film itself, and I heard about it during orientation. And because I heard about it, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and join. Maybe I can meet new people. Yeah, there's about like 15 members in the Cinema Club. So I obviously, you know, the leader, which is Desiree, and there's like a couple that are like very inclusive to like film, which is like their passion, and they just love it, and they like include us into their films, so that's pretty cool. It wouldn't hurt to just go. I mean, originally when I came here, I was gonna join a sorority, but I realized I didn't have like enough time to like be in a sorority and like, you know, do all the projects I had to do and all the homework, and so I decided, well, let me check out the Cinema Club, you know, because I heard there was going to be like free snacks and whatnot, and because of that, I actually met like my closest friends, and you know, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to like just go and check it out, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. I mean, it's not for everyone, you know, so.
Midwestern State does a great job of offering a variety of clubs and organizations for students who are not interested in the traditional organizations. Only time will tell if Midwestern State's retention rates rise.
Welcome back, everyone, to The Breakdown. Sitting here with me, I have Leah Cicerone and Bridget Riley. Thank you guys so much for being here. Bridget, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm a sociology major with a criminal justice minor, a senior. I will graduate in December 2020. I'm from Australia.
Very cool. All right, and what about you, Leah?
I'm from France. I'm studying right now global studies with a political science minor. I'm a senior graduating in May, and that's it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for being here, like I said. So we'll go into our first question, which is, if you guys were to summarize your college experience thus far in one word, what would it be? Leah?
The first word that popped up in my mind was amazing, because as a foreign student, it's like a great opportunity, like in every field, like social, like in sport, I've been able to evolve, but also it challenges me, so that makes me able to grow up as a person as well. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Bridget? If you had one word to summarize your college experience, what would it be?
It'd be paradoxical.
Paradoxical.
I'm just kidding. It would be very eye-opening. Eye-opening is one word, right? It's hyphenated.
For sure. Why eye-opening?
Just to see, the new culture, the different cultures between mine and America, and yeah, getting to know Americans.
Very cool. And are they very different from Australians in
Yes.
some ways? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good and bad.
It's a toss-up.
in the air?
It's a toss-up.
Okay.
I mean, both are as bad as each other. Both are as good as each other.
Okay. Very cool. All right. Well, then my next question is, both of you are seniors, so you've been around for a little bit. Do either of you have any insight on how a student can make the most of their college experience? Leah?
First, I would say the social network that you create, not only Americans, but since I switched university as well, I made like even more international friends from around the globe, that countries that I wouldn't ever thought that people, I would meet those people. So I think, I mean, I loved it, and I think I will keep a connection with them for a long time. So I'm grateful for that. So I think people should take advantage of this and
So take that
interact.
opportunity to sort of meet new people and new cultures that they probably may not meet within their sort of small town communities.
Yeah, exactly.
Very cool. And what about you, Bridget? If you had any advice on how to make the most of it, what would it be?
I'd be definitely get involved with organisations around campus. Whether it's sports, intramural sports, or NCAA, or school newspaper. Just definitely get involved. There's stuff that your majors have, organisations, so it's good to get involved in that as well.
And so I know, Bridget, you were on the track team for a while here.
Yes, sir.
And now you have a real love for photography.
Yes.
Did you have that love for photography before college, or is this where you really let it shine?
So I got my first camera when I was 14. It was a Canon D1000. So, a little thing. But I've loved it ever since, and I had a friend who was on part of the Wichita, and he said, come take photos of us, come take photos for us if you like taking photos. And so I did, and I just fell in love with it way more than I thought I would.
And how long has it been since you've been with the newspaper now?
4.5 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So we all like to talk about how to make the most of it and the best parts about college, but the truth is, in a lot of ways, college can be extremely, extremely scary. I would have to imagine, especially if you're moving to a new country to do it. Bridget, if you were to talk about the scariest part of college, what would it be for you?
The scariest part so far has definitely been the start. I had my mom come over with me, so I had at least someone that I could, talk to and maybe cry to if I was getting a little bit nervous about starting the school year. But it was definitely, just like having to meet new people, not people that I've ever been around before. So trying to navigate, the different cultures and stuff like that. It was definitely scary.
Yeah, for sure. And then what about you, Leah?
Kind of the same idea with the start. It's like a whole new environment, whole new people, everything. And first I felt that I was in a world where nobody cares about me. Nobody you don't have people really to, even if I was part in a team, I couldn't I don't know, I wasn't as close as people I am in France right now. So this world where you're and you feel no attachment with people, it was the scariest part, and it was a really weird feeling, which I'm glad I experienced, because maybe I can relate with people. So that was interesting.
Absolutely. And do you think, especially coming to a smaller university, that you have been able to sort of find that sense of community here?
Yeah, definitely. Especially with, I mean, I have a tennis team. I'm in the part of a tennis team, and my coach emphasized on the community part in the town and in the university. So we've been around even schools and organizations. So that's very enriching,
Cool.
I think.
Awesome. Well, especially since you are seniors in college, college is sort of centered around learning new things. It's not always academic, but is there anything that you know now that you specifically wish you knew before you got into college? Something that would have helped you along the way?
I wish I knew not to sacrifice my mental or physical health for grades.
Why is that?
I mean, college, you can take as long as you want in college. And if you're having a tough semester and you're thinking, all right, I need a break, you can take a break. Instead of pushing yourself through it and causing more emotional or physical distress, some people overeat, some people don't eat. It's just, I don't know, like, I wish I'd known that beforehand, because I stress myself out a lot doing that. So.
Awesome. And what about you, Leah? Is there anything that, if you had known it before college, you felt like you would have been so much more prepared than when you did go in?
I think something a little funny was during my freshman year. So the dating process in America is completely different than in France. In France, when you kiss someone, you're like dating someone officially. So I came here in freshman year, kissing a guy, and then like saying that he was my boyfriend and everything. So he wanted things to be a little slow down things, and so I got a little embarrassed. But I guess if I knew that before, I would know how to interpret things. So that was funny.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess the last kind of question is, it's very open and it's a difficult one to answer, but do you feel ready for the real world moving forward? And do you think that college has helped you feel more ready than you would have if you didn't come?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ready for the real world. I'm ready to stop going to school and actually start making money. But definitely, I mean, my major, one of the classes that we have is applied sociology, and that's where we have to have an internship. And we just like write about our experiences at the internship. And so I was able to get an internship with CPS here in Wichita, which is what I want to eventually start doing. And so it was good to be able to go into the field that I wanted to do because of the school, and that was all because of the school. I wouldn't have been able to do that unless it was because of coming to MSU.
Very cool. All right. And then, Leah, do you feel ready for the real world?
Yeah, I think college helped me to keep moving even after failure. That could be either academic or tennis. So that's like a great learning experience, because in life you're gonna fail and then you have to respond after that. And also it taught me how to see things through different perspective, and like if you have a different perspective of thing, the thing is completely different. So I think college helped me, my college experience helped me, and I'm sure it's gonna help me for my future years and my career and my life in general.
All right. Well, Leah, Bridget, thank you guys so much for joining us. And thanks for joining us here on this episode of The Breakdown. I'm Brendan Wynne. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and YouTube at MNG Media. We'll catch you guys next time.